Hi subscribers, hope you are doing really well. And today we are going to see about what is Apache Groovy. So the Groovy scripting that we use in Apache JMeter. So it has lots of pros and cons. So we're going to see about what are the benefits of it, like what kind of language is Groovy scripting and how does it complements or how does it complements with the JMeter? What is the reason behind it? And we're going to see how expressive, how readable, and how concise it is through various examples. And we're going to see how it became fully operatable. I mean, like operatable with Java, and also we're going to see like from when does the Groovy scripting has become the default scripting language for JMeter, and we have few JSR 223 elements that really used the potential of Groovy. So we're going to see all of them, and we're also going to see how the Groovy has inherited itself from the Java platform, like the Java coding and from the Java libraries, the packages and the classes. So this is going to be more interesting set of videos you're going to watch. And today you're going to see the very first video, and we are having much more videos which are coming in the pipeline. So please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, share the video with your friends and like the video. And don't forget to comment if you have any questions or any feedback in the comment section. We're going to discuss about a lot of interview questions as well. So thank you so much and welcome to the video.
This is the content that we're going to cover today. That is what is Apache Groovy. So we all know the Groovy scripting. The Apache Groovy scripting is a dynamic scripting language. At these people, okay, is a dynamic scripting language which runs on the Java platform. So basically, we know um, JMeter is built on Java and Apache Groovy, since it's also built on Java, so they both complement each other in terms of the syntax, and they're more concise and expressive. Um, and the next thing is uh, Groovy, as since Java is more smarter, so Groovy is also um, complementing with each other. So it's very great for scripting and for automation and for testing as well. And the another advantage of it is it's very lightweight, it's powerful, and we're going to see. So when I say powerful and when I say lightweight, we are going to see how does it works in terms of syntax, how comparing with the bean shell, we are going to see how effective it is and how easy it is to use in the scripting. And it's also used across many automation tools. So Groovy is as a kind of a concept which is used across various other tools as well. And the next thing is why we are using Groovy in JMeter. So that's another uh, that's the major topic which we're going to see today. Like, because Groovy has become the default scripting language for JSR 223. So we know JSR 223 samplers, JSR 223 pre-processors and post-processors, basically all the elements in JMeter. So one big reason is the performance. We know we mainly use JMeter to test the performance. So when we are looking about the performance, we need to look for other tools which supports the performance. So JMeter actually used to rely on Bean shell. So you must have seen there is an option called Bean shell, a JavaScript for scripting, but they were very slower or they were very limited. So in those cases, Groovy gives better performance and they integrate well with JMeter, and they has a modern and the syntax are very easy to read. So that's the reason we started to use um, Groovy in JMeter. So we're going to see in a detailed manner, but I'm just giving you introduction on like what is this. And the next thing is we're going to cover about uh, Groovy versus Bean Shell versus JavaScript in JMeter. So we do have all these options, right? We can use Groovy, Bean Shell, JavaScript. So let's be honest, when we need a script to run fast in JMeter, especially under load, Groovy always wins the hands. So what happens is Bean Shell needs to create a new interpreter per thread, which actually takes more memory and slows things down. But JavaScript is okay for some basic logic. I mean, we also have JavaScript in Neoload as well. So, but the problem is when it comes to JMeter, it is okay for basic logic, but it doesn't offer that much level of JMeter integration when it compares to Groovy. So the way it integrates with JMeter Groovy always has an upper hand. So Groovy gives the best of the high performance and the full access to all the Java libraries as well. So just uh, even for JSON, if you want to work on JSON, in fact, we even have an example for that. If you want to use on work on JSON, you can actually use Groovy for that. Just use jar file and you can start ready to start to use. And then the performance deep dive. So we'll later explore how Groovy improves the performance, especially in high thread scenarios, because Groovy compiles your script and it reuses it. So that's the beauty of Groovy. Because of this, it actually reduces the CPU and memory usage. When I say CPU memory and memory usage, it's the host CPU and memory usage. Because if you're running the JMeter load test in your machine or in the agent or whatever it is, so it actually reduces the amount of CPU and memory utilization, and it in turn it actually improves the performance, because the more it starts to use the CPU and memory, what happens is um, it will show a little bit of impact in terms of performance, because you're going to send the request, you're going to get back the response, and that is going to be calculated as a response time, the latency, the network, and everything, right? So compared to Bean Shell as JavaScript, these Groovy scripts, they play a major role in terms of improving the performance, because they're going to utilize your CPU and memory in a very less fashion. And then, yeah, we're going to see a few demo on writing and comparing scripts. So I have like few examples where we can see how to do it. And then we're going to see some of the best practices for using Groovy in JMeter. So hope you're all okay. And we'll start with the first one, which is what is Apache Groovy? So let's start with the very basics. So Apache Groovy is a powerful and it's an optionally typed scripting language for the Java platform. So think of it like a Java, but with the um, like removing the boring parts. When I say the boring parts, the syntax as well. So you are going to remove all of these, and you're going to use only the interesting part from the Java. So because of that, it's very concise, it's very flexible, and it's fun to use. So I personally feel that it's more useful when compared with Bean Shell. And again, I'm not sure whether most of you know, but Bean Shell is going to be deprecated in the next few versions. I mean, there are like a lot of uh, uh, articles going in the market that stop reduce using the Bean Shell, because at some point in time they're going to be like out of the system, out of the they're going to be like the support is going to be stopped. So everyone suggests as to use more of a Groovy rather than using Bean Shell. Bean Shell, yes, they do have the flexibility, but yes, they do come up with their own drawbacks as well. So it's always better to start using Groovy. The next thing is the lightweight scripting language. Yes, Groovy scripts are very light. You don't need to write a boilerplate code like in Java, like for example, system.out.println. So instead, if you want to print something, if you want to print something in your system, let me just quickly bring in JMeter. Yep. So here we have. So if we are writing the same command using Java, some things we have to write like system.out.println. So to print in this next line as hello world, right? So it has a lot of double quotes. We have a lot of semicolons to handle. If you miss a semicolon, it will throw an error, right? We all have handled that. We all have faced that. So it doesn't need any classes. There is no any main methods required. It's just very clean and readable code. So all you're going to just do is return hello world. That's it. You're going to use it as log.info.hello world. So this is why we say Groovy is very lightweight scripting language, right? Because if you are in the phase of debugging and if you want to find like where exactly am I setting up, so if you are adding these kind of statements or these kind of messages, they'll help you to do the debugging part. So it's very helpful. It's again a lightweight scripting language. And these are, so the best part of it is these are, so we know, even in Java we do write a return to print something, right? So the same thing, yeah. So the best part is if you know Java, which means you already know 70% of Groovy, so you can reuse your Java knowledge directly, and you can even call all the Java classes from Groovy. So it's like scripting in Java, but without any mess. So just imagine you're using all the powerful features of Java, but without any mess, or without calling the main method, the semicolons, the classes, and everything. But instead, you can just use, you can call the classes, but it's going to be like less messy when compared to other uh, code like Bean Shell or JavaScript or other things. The next thing is it's very expressive, it's readable and concise. So when I say readable, readable and expressive, so Groovy actually makes the code easier to write and understand. So let me give you an example here. I have a kind of a looping one here. Let me just disable all the other items here. Yeah. So what do we do here is we do write a looping statement. So what's this here? Yeah, here we do write a looping. So I'm actually having a set of statements. So just imagine if we are writing the same thing in Java. So we do write lines of code, and we wanted to bring in all the looping, the logics, and everything. But if it is in JMeter, that is using Groovy, so we're going to make it easy. And again, just to let you know, so we are using the Groovy 2.4.4 version, which is been supported in 5.6.3. And apart from that, yeah, as you can see here, we have got Bean Shell, which I told you is going to be like deprecated, and we have got Java. We have got two ways of connecting the Bean Shell as well, and we have got JXL and JXL2. But most of the times we use Groovy, and again, as I'm telling you, like once you add a JSR2 sampler, by default it takes you to the Groovy scripting because that's the most supported one. And yeah, so if I like run this statement, run this command, you could see it comes up with the values. That is, the looping is more easier. All you're going to just do is just add a dot each, and then you're going to print. So you're going to assign this in the argument or in the array, which is letter, and then you're going to print it. So that's so simple. And then the next point is Groovy. Where's that again? Yeah. So when I say about the fully interoperable with Java, so Groovy is not just similar to Java; it actually works with Java. So that's the reason it's mainly likable with tools like JMeter, because Java is, I mean, like JMeter is built in Java, so we can use the Java classes, we can use all the libraries, the methods which inside the Groovy scripts. Which means if your test plan involves Java-based APIs or custom logic, Groovy can access them directly, so you don't need to have any conversions or anything. All you can just do is just call your Java class. So you're going to reuse it. So you're not going to build anything. But in Bean Shell, it's the other way. So you have to create your own Java, like the packages, the libraries, and everything. But when it comes to Groovy, you're going to just reuse whatever you have. So these are some of the things which we might not know. Okay, we might be wondering, like, where, if I want to write some complex functions, if I want to write some complex ideas, um, how can I use it, or where can I bring it? So something like writing to file, printing, lots of logics we're using nowadays, right, to build the script effectively. And then the next thing is the default scripting language in JMeter is in JMeter for JSR 2 to 3 elements are like starting from version JMeter version 3. So currently we're using 5.6.3. So this has been started earlier in like JMeter version 3. So Groovy became the default, the standard language for JSR 2 to 3 elements. So when I say JSR 2 to 3 elements, for all the post processors, the pre-processors, the samplers, which means you don't need to do any additional configuration which is needed. So just pick a JSR2 sampler or a preprocessor and select Groovy, and you can start scripting, right? And yeah, let me. It's very simple. We all know. We all might have used it. So let me write a statement like, for example, if you want to write any statement, if you want to write anything like, if you want to print anything, like you can type log.info, which means it will be like in the log you can see it as an info, which is Groovy is wonderful to use. Close it. That's it. You're not going to add any semicolon or anything else. Save it and quickly run that. And okay, I think it's not printing. it should be printing in the log.info. I think I haven't enabled the log for now. Yeah, I haven't enabled it, but I can print. I can just type it as return, which will print the value for me. Okay. Over. Oh, sorry, I have used the brackets. Yeah, it should be printing right now. Oh, come on. And there's only one, I believe. If it is a return. Yep. Again, return. Yeah. Again, when it comes to return statement, you can just return only once. So, yeah. You can run the statement. You can check the logs, and you'll see the messages appear here. So that's how simple it's used to use Groovy in JMeter. So just to reiterate before we move to the next slide. So Groovy, it's very lightweight. It's Java like built, very simpler. It's built for scripting, and it's very readable and expressive, and it's perfectly integrated into JMeter because it's mainly built on Java. So it automatically builds it integrated with JMeter, and you can use all the Java related libraries and classes, and it's ready to use with zero setup. You don't need to use anything to start using your JMeter. And then the next one. So yeah, we have seen all these, which is it's being used since